More drama in Dolton. Credit card transactions amounting to thousands of dollars.
To see what it looks like to come out of controversy and to come out of all the hatred.
Tiffany Henyard has hit rock bottom following her controversial tenure as mayor of Dolton, a village just 22 miles from Chicago. The headlines surrounding her alleged misconduct are impossible to ignore, and rumors suggest that she has recently severed ties with a local church. In an apparent effort to sustain her lavish lifestyle, she is reportedly trying to raise $10 million on GoFundMe. Meanwhile, creditors are closing in, with lawsuits piling up as they seek repayment. The situation appears dire, not just for Henyard, but for the residents of Dolton, who have suffered the consequences of her mismanagement. The turmoil surrounding her administration has turned the village into a focal point for scrutiny, making it difficult to see how she can recover from this crisis. Henyard's financial troubles have now become a major public issue, with her growing, debt-dominating headlines. It all began in March 2024, when revelations surfaced that she had misappropriated taxpayer funds to finance a series of personal and extravagant expenses. Unlike celebrities who spend their own wealth, Henyard treated the city's budget as her personal bank account, sparking outrage among Dolton residents. During a particularly tense meeting, one resident directly confronted her, saying, "You lied to us. You do not stand for me, and I want you to step down as mayor today to save our village from the deficit you created." The fallout has been severe. Dolton is now struggling to pay its bills, and the financial strain stems directly from Henyard's reckless spending of public funds. As the community grapples with the lasting impact of her actions, it is becoming increasingly clear that her decisions have placed not only her career, but the future of the entire village in jeopardy.
Costing taxpayers a lot of money with few details about how it benefits the communities she serves.
Tiffany Henyard didn't just drain public funds, she also took out massive personal loans totaling millions, and now she's unable to repay them. On the brink of bankruptcy, her financial crisis is spiraling out of control. While Tiffany lived a life of luxury, Dolton fell into disrepair. Reports indicate that police department vehicles are now at risk of repossession due to the town's worsening financial struggles. Her reckless misuse of taxpayer money is only part of the issue. Allegations suggest she also engaged in dubious financial schemes, with one of the most troubling being her mismanagement of the Section 8 housing program. Designed to assist low-income families in securing safe and affordable housing, the program was instead exploited under her watch. Rather than making necessary repairs, Henyard allegedly continued collecting payments while diverting funds for lavish trips to Las Vegas. As these revelations continue to surface, the community's trust in her leadership is rapidly eroding. What was once a position of power has now turned into a scandal-ridden downfall, leaving Dolton residents to pick up the pieces.
They have no idea why township taxpayers picked up that bill.
Tiffany Henyard's tenure as mayor reveals a troubling pattern of mismanagement, corruption, and neglect of duty. Sworn in to improve the lives of Dolton residents, she instead prioritized her own lavish lifestyle. Once her actions came to light, outraged residents wasted no time in calling her out, pointing to her extravagant spending while the village's financial obligations went unmet. It's shameful, many have said, as the community continues to suffer from the consequences of her actions. Each new investigation into Dolton's affairs uncovers yet another scandal tied to Tiffany, further exposing her disregard for the responsibilities entrusted to her. It appears she completely lost sight of the fact that her role was to serve the people, not herself. While residents struggle with the fallout of her mismanagement, one thing is clear. Tiffany Henyard had no trouble redirecting the budget to suit her personal interests, rather than those of the community she was elected to support.
$40,000 at Amazon.
Tiffany Henyard carried on as if nothing was amiss, making decisions for Dolton as though her actions had no consequences. Perhaps she believed she could keep her misdeeds under wraps, but it wasn't long before the FBI took notice. Federal agents launched a full-scale criminal investigation into her financial activities, issuing subpoenas for everything from her personal transactions to the town's entire financial records. As they dig deeper, the revelations emerging are explosive, exposing an even darker side of her time in office and raising serious concerns about her leadership and actions.
Now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses.
Tiffany Henyard's lavish spending spree extended far beyond Vegas vacations. Investigators have uncovered that she allegedly misappropriated taxpayer funds for personal luxuries, including high-end cars and a security detail fit for a Hollywood celebrity. It's as if she saw her position as mayor as a limitless source of cash for her own indulgence. Now, facing financial ruin, she's pleading for help, sparking outrage across social media. One user commented, "She put herself in this mess. How dare she ask for help? I won't donate a cent." Another pointed out, "She makes over $300,000 a year and still can't pay her bills?" As for Tiffany, her public image is crumbling. Denying. The truth hasn't worked in her favor, but don't assume she's lying low out of guilt or humility. While the town struggles to stay afloat, she's busy stirring up more trouble and shifting the blame onto others. The community is left grappling with the fallout of her actions, and it's clear that taking responsibility is the last thing on her mind. It turns out Tiffany Henyard's extravagant lifestyle wasn't funded by her own money. She was borrowing from every direction. Now, creditors are at her doorstep, and lawsuits are stacking up like unpaid bills. Rather than admitting defeat, she's allegedly turning to everyday people online, asking for help to save her from bankruptcy. One source described her as living in an island of lawlessness, prioritizing her personal and political interests over the needs of Dolton and its residents. The most shocking revelation? She reportedly used public property as collateral for her personal loans, assets that weren't hers to gamble with in the first place. Once the truth came to light, local residents were outraged, and they aren't taking her actions lightly. The fallout has been severe, with the community demanding accountability for her reckless decisions.
People will always try to stop things they cannot control. That's what it's all about.
Just when it seemed Tiffany Henyard couldn't sink any lower, she launched a GoFundMe page, leaving everyone stunned. This is the same woman who recklessly burned through staggering amounts of taxpayer money on personal luxuries, and now she's begging for donations to escape financial ruin. It seems that fame and power have only fueled her reckless behavior. With Dolton facing a financial crisis, Tiffany now finds herself completely broke. Given her long history of questionable schemes, many suspect this may be her last-ditch effort to scam the public before she disappears for good, perhaps retreating to some distant island while leaving the community to deal with the mess she created.
What she's doing is totally unorthodox.
It seems Tiffany Henyard may be planning a vanishing act, possibly needing a hefty sum to flee Dolton, or even the country. After shocking revelations about her extravagant spending, including an astonishing $888,000 on makeup in 2023, she seemingly disappeared, likely fearing the consequences of her reckless financial decisions. One resident remarked, "The last bank statement I saw was in September, and we were $7 million in debt. This has led many to speculate that there's more going on than meets the eye." Some believe her GoFundMe campaign is just a final attempt to play the sympathy card, hoping people will overlook her shady dealings. Others argue that Tiffany is truly financially ruined and audacious enough to beg for donations online, a move that feels completely unorthodox. The people of Dolton are furious and refuse to let her off the hook easily. They remember every penny she squandered on personal luxuries instead of investing in the community. And while she seeks sympathy, the town is left grappling with the crisis she created. Despite her fundraising attempts, Tiffany has reportedly pulled in only around $115,000 through GoFundMe, but social media shows little support for her cause. One user commented, "The fact that she isn't in prison yet is just as bad as the crimes she's committed." Another added, "How dare she ask those she stole from to bail her out of $10 million in debt? The delusion is real. She belongs in prison." Despite the chaos of her own making, Tiffany still hopes to find a way out, on the backs of working-class people. Good luck with that, Tiffany, because your schemes are now exposed and the community is watching. What do you think about the aftermath of her leadership and her fundraising attempts? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out my other videos.